In today's reflection video, I wanted to respond to a comment that I got on my channel that really stood out to me, and not so much because it was cruel, but because it reflects something that I think a lot of people misunderstand about family estrangement. And I'm going to read the exact quote. The fact that your wife's family treats you differently means very little. You don't have the family history like you do with your daughters. Now, for those of you who are new here or haven't watched my other videos, what she was referring to is in my video that I did about being the common denominator, because I am estranged from my entire family. I gave several examples why I personally know that does not mean that I'm the problem. And one of the examples I gave is that I had a good relationship with my wife's family, most specifically her son, his wife, my daughter-in-law, and their child, my granddaughter. And so what I think this person was saying was that I think she was insinuating that I'm still the problem, and I can't use that I have a good relationship with these people to say that it's not me. And you know, she's right, or he. They are right. I don't share a history with these people, and that's exactly what makes the difference meaningful. What that person overlooks is the fact that healthy relationships aren't built on history. So if you think about it, healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, mutual kindness, and a willingness to repair things when situations go wrong. History just reflects time spent together, right? Connection is totally different. Connection revolves that mutual respect that I just said, understanding and care. You can have a lot of history with somebody and at the same time not have a connection with them. Especially if that history was filled with blame, emotional abuse, control, a family narrative, like in my case, a negative family narrative. Having a history doesn't automatically make a relationship healthy, especially when that relationship is toxic, because that history can become part of the wound. And actually, when I talked about my wife's family, which is my family, I was showing an example that I am capable of having warm and loving family relationships, because that mutual respect and honesty are part of it. The fact that it's through my wife's family doesn't make it any less real. It shows the difference in behavior, not biology. I think that people often assume that if you're estranged from your family, that you must be the problem, because it's easier to believe that than to accept that sometimes the truth that the entire family is an unhealthy system. In many cases, the person who was blamed or shut out by their own family does just fine in other relationships, just because the entire environment is different. So, yes, I don't have the same family history with my wife's family, but that's exactly the point. With them, there isn't that cycle of blame. There is not that negative family narrative. There's mutual effort, respect, and inclusion. And when I'm treated that way by my wife's family, it shows me what normal looks like. And it reminds me that healthy relationships aren't based on how long you know somebody. They're based really about how you treat each other. And they're not perfect. None of us are perfect, but they don't assign blame to me or use love as a weapon. And that makes a huge difference. So, after I got that comment a couple of days ago, I was really reflecting on that, and that's basically what I wanted to say, that your bloodline is not, doesn't have anything to do with healthy connections. It's the behavior. And honestly, I'm really grateful to have these people in my life now who shows me what normal looks like. So at the end of the day, it's not about who you're related to, it's how you're treated. Sometimes the family that chooses you end up showing you the kind of love that you should have had all along. And I wanted to share that because a lot of us hear comments like this and start second guessing ourselves, wondering if we're the problem or if those healthy relationships somehow don't count. But they do count. And they show us that we are capable of giving and receiving love as long as mutual respect and honesty are part of the picture, which is something that I have not received in my family. So yeah, it's not about history, it's about respect, and that's what makes the difference.